How's it going, everybody? C-RadTV back here with another video. So, of course, it's time for another week of NFL football upon us. So, it's time for the NFL Week 14 picks. So, yeah, of course, last week with my picks, I went 7-7 with my picks. So, my record this year goes to 111-84. So, yeah, another week of football upon us. And, of course, last week, one team was eliminated from the playoff race, and that was the Houston Texans. So, the Houston Texans are officially eliminated, which means that there are now 17 imposters remaining. And of course, later this week sometime, I'll post I'll share the elimination scenarios for any other teams that could be eliminated from the playoffs this week. I'll post them in the community probably by Sunday, sometime Sunday. So yeah, and also this week, after this video's up, sometime this week, probably before the Thursday night game, I'll also post the 3 playoff clinching scenarios in the NFC. And of course, I'll show them on the screen, of course, too, when we get to those games, which will be the last 3 games we go over, since there are some playoff implications this week as we get closer to the playoffs to decide who will be battling for the Lombardi Trophy and who will be sent to Elimination Station. But yeah, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and let's jump right into this week's games. So, of course, starting off, we have the Thursday night game. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Minnesota Vikings playing in Minnesota. Of course, the news was announced last week that this season will be Ben Roethlisberger's last season with the Steelers, as he will be retiring at the end of the year. Honestly, it was kind of time, because Big Ben, he's not the QB he once was, and he was pretty much becoming a liability for the Steelers at this point. So, yeah, and Big Ben is questionable for this game, so a lot of questions, and we all know the Vikings last week, they came off that heartbreaking loss on the last play of the game and handed the Lions their first win of the season. And I feel like the Vikings are going to be determined to bounce back right after that game, and that's going to make them more determined. So I'm going to take the Vikings to win this game, so give me the Vikings at home in this one. Now to the Sunday games. First Sunday game, we got the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns playing in Cleveland. Of course, Baltimore lost last week's game to the Steelers on a very questionable call by going for the win on 2 points instead of taking the extra point to tie the game and go to overtime. And, of course, the Browns... Wait, how did the Browns do last week? Oh, yeah, Cleveland was on the bye last week. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Cleveland coming off the bye. I feel like it's going to be the Ravens in this one. I think the Ravens just have Cleveland's number. I'm taking Baltimore on the road in this one. Cleveland's trying to stay pace with the in the AFC wildcard race, so I'm going to take the Ravens. Of course, Ravens trying to wrap up the North and trying to keep pace with the Bengals for it. So, yeah, give me the Ravens on the road in this one. Next game, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans playing in Tennessee. Oh, by the way, I believe in this game, Jacksonville's eliminated from playoff contention with a loss. And, of course, the Titans, they're trying to keep pace and trying to wrap up the NFC South, AFC South. Yeah, I got the Titans winning this game. I got Tennessee. Give me the Titans in this one. See, after this game, I feel like Jacksonville's going to be officially eliminated this week. So, yeah, I got Titans on the road. At home in this one, I mean. Next game, Las Vegas Raiders, Kansas City Chiefs playing in Kansas City. Of course, Chiefs trying to stay ahead in that very tight AFC West race. Yeah, I got the Chiefs at home in this one. I just think the Chiefs are going to... I think the Chiefs may not lose another regular season game the rest of the year. I could see the Chiefs win out from here on out. But yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs at home in this one. Give me the Chiefs. And now for our next game. Yes, it is time for Tank Bowl. So our first Tank Bowl matchup this week, we have the New Orleans Saints and the New York Jets playing at MetLife. Of course, we all know MetLife has played host to many Tank Bowls in the past. And this one will be no different. But yeah, this one, I'm going to take the Saints in this one. I could see it going either way, but in the end, this game's going to suck ass. So who really gives a fuck about this game? Give me the Saints on the road in this one. Fuck it. Now our next game, we have the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington No Names playing in Washington. Oddly enough, Washington is now in the playoff race in a wild card position somehow. with how tight that NFC wild card is. I don't know how, but they somehow sneak in with Fitzception and Taylor Heineke. Of course, the Cowboys, they're trying to wrap up and stay pace with the top teams in the NFC and try and wrap up the NFC East. I got the Cowboys on the road in this one. Give me Dallas on the road. And now for our next game. It's time to head to the Tank Bowl of the NFC South. So this Tank Bowl will see the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers playing in Carolina. Of course, we all saw last week Cam Newton got benched. What was it, a couple weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago he got benched against the Dolphins. Was it the Dolphins? Let me see. Yeah, it was the Dolphins. Yeah, see, Cam Newton saying he's back. Yeah, he's back, all right. Back on the fucking bench. Cam Newton's never been the same since that shoulder injury. Like, Cam Newton's completely cooked. And the Panthers QB situation is a complete mess. Like, it's kind of sad. But yeah, I got the Falcons on the road in this one. Carolina's QB situation just a complete fucking mess. Give me the Falcons on the road in this one. Next game, a game I probably could have listed as a Tank Bowl, but Seattle doesn't have a first-round pick this year, as their first-round pick is property of the New York Jets. But yeah, the Seahawks, they're playing on the road in Houston to take on the Texans. Of course, the Texans are trying to keep pace with the Lions for the first overall pick. But yeah, this game, I got the Seahawks in this one. Of course, the Texans were officially eliminated from playoff contention last week. I have the Seahawks winning this game. Give me Seattle on the road. And now our next game. We have the Detroit Lions and the Denver Broncos playing in Denver. Of course, the Lions are eliminated from playoff contention with a loss. Yeah, I got the Broncos in this game. Like, Detroit always struggles in cold weather games. I feel like after the Lions, after their come from behind win last week with that walk-off touchdown, I feel like this week it's going to be a dick punch right back to be at reality. So yeah, give me the Broncos on the road in this one, at home in this one. I got Denver. Next game, we have the New York Giants and the Los Angeles Chargers playing in Los Angeles at SoFi. Yeah, I got the Chargers at home in this one. The Giants are just, what the fuck is going on with the Giants? Yeah, give me the Chargers, because the Chargers are trying to keep pace in the AFC wildcard race, so I got the Chargers. Next games, we have the San Francisco 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals playing in Cincinnati. This is a game both teams need to win, as both teams are trying to stay pace in the wildcard race in both the NFC and the AFC. And of course, the Bengals trying to keep pace with the Ravens for the AFC North lead for that division. So yeah, this is a very big game for both teams. Both of them need this win badly. In the end, though, I feel like the Bengals just got more firepower than the 49ers. So I'm taking the Bengals at home in this one. Give me Cincinnati. And now, for our final three games, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post on the screen the playoff scenarios for these last three games, since these three games have the most importance of the three. So we're going to go over each game one by one, and I'll go over the scenarios here. So, of course, first game, we have Buffalo Bills, Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing in Tampa Bay. Of course, this is the first time that the Buffalo Bills are playing against Tom Brady in a jersey that's not the New England Patriots. And, of course, the Bills, they coming off that big loss against the Patriots on Monday night. Like, Bills, how the fuck do you lose to a Patriots team that only threw the ball 3 times? Like, the Patriots won by literally just running the ball. They only threw the ball 3 times in those conditions, and Mac Jones completed 2 of those 3 throws. It's like, what? That's a what the fuck moment. You don't see that every day. But yeah, I think that's definitely going to become a urinating tree greatest game video, because that has greatest game material written all over it there for that Monday night game. But yeah, and of course up for Tampa Bay, their playoff scenarios is very simple. To clinch a playoff spot, all they have to do is just win. That's it. They just win the game during the playoffs. However, for Tampa Bay this week, they can clinch the NFC South with a win, a Panthers loss, and a Saints loss. So they need to win, and they need the Panthers and the Saints to both lose their games. So for this, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning this game, but I feel like the Saints are going to beat the Jets. So I feel like the Tampa Bay, they'll at least clinch a playoff spot, but they won't clinch the South just yet. But it's very inevitable that it's going to happen. So yeah, give me the Buccaneers on at home in this one. I got Tampa Bay. Now our next game, we have the Sunday night game. The Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers playing in Green Bay. For Green Bay, here's their scenario. For the Packers to clinch a playoff spot, they need a win, a Saints loss, and a 49ers loss to make it into the playoffs this week, to clinch in this week. That is the first scenario. However, the second scenario, they could clinch the NFC North this week with a win and a Vikings loss. So the Packers have really two ways to make it in this week, either by a playoff spot or by clinching the division for the third year in a row. I feel like the Packers win this game, and I feel like the Saints are going to end up beating the Jets, so that takes that scenario out. And the Vikings-Steelers game, I could see the Vikings lose that game, but I feel like that's not going to happen. But I feel like it's inevitable Green Bay's going to win the North, so I'm taking the Packers at home in this week, but they won't make clinching the playoffs just yet. And the final game, the Monday night game, we have the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. Now for the Cardinals, they can't clinch the division because the Rams are still too close to them. However, Arizona, they have three scenarios to clinch a playoff spot. They can clinch it in with a win. That is scenario one. They win, they're in, they're locked in. However, scenario number two, it gets a little bit complex. The Cardinals can clinch a playoff spot with a 49ers loss and a Vikings loss. That's scenario two. Scenario three is when it really gets complex. Scenario three, the Cardinals can make it in with a Vikings loss, a Panthers loss, and a Saints loss. So they really need, and I feel like the Vikings and the Saints are going to end up winning their games. But I could see Carolina and San Francisco losing. But this game, no. I feel like the Rams are going to want to get payback for what happened in Week 4 when the Cardinals handed the Rams their first loss of the year. I feel like Los Angeles is going to be a team on a mission, especially after last week, especially back in Week 4. But of course, the Rams coming off that big win, coming off a bounce-back win against the Jaguars. Finally getting a win with Odell and Von Miller. I feel like they finally take that momentum and use it for something. And I think they split the season series. So, give me the Rams on the road in this one. I got Los Angeles, but I think Arizona is all but pretty much locked in at this point. If Arizona doesn't lock in this week, they will next week when the Cardinals play Detroit. But yeah, anyway, that's the Week 14 picks. And that's all the playoff scenarios for this week if anyone wasn't known about it. But yeah, anyway, that's going to wrap it up here. That's all I got to say, and I'll see you on whatever I make next. Peace.